So we're gonna now move over to our third speaker. She's also based here in India at the moment. She is someone that spent many years with Srila Gurudev. I don't want to name her as someone else's sister, but she's all of our god sister. But she's Vishnu Prabhu's sister as well. But as Vishnu Prabhu was saying to us last week, that he spent the family spent many years serving Srila Gurudev. This Didi also spent many years serving serving Srila Gurudev as well. So it's none other than our Srimati Vrinda Didi from India. Hari Bol, Didi.
Hari Bol. Radhe Radhe, Hari Bol. Namo Vishnupad Vichkaracharya Paramhans Ashtotar Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta and Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Today I feel myself the most fortunate soul as I've got opportunity to talk about my dear Gurudev. For this I am indebted to Yashoda Didi for allowing me to share my experiences with our dear Gurudev. As you all know, his glories are unlimited and we are so fallen to glorify him. But even then, I'm making an attempt to speak about his exalted qualities. As Yashoda Didi just told you that I'm sister of Vishnu Das Houston, who is leading the senatorial preparations which are going on for dear Gurudev. So in the last week offering, he must have told you how our family met dear Gurudev. So I'm not repeating that again. But as you all must have heard that Gurudev used to say that we should have Lokik Bandhuvat relationship with Krishna. But he showed this with an example. Like he was Manjari of Radharani, and he showed how we disciples can have that type of relationship first with our dear Gurudev, and that feeling can then be transferred to Radharani or Lord Krishna. So uh, when we met, our dear Gurudev, when I met Gurudev around 30 years back, and I was not married at that time in Mathura. So I was so impressed by his simplicity. So when like before we were going to ISKCON and then we started going to Gaudiya Math, and at that time there were very few devotees who were coming from Delhi to meet him. We were one of I think the first families from Delhi who used to go to Mathura Math. Now the devotees there were so simple. They used to have very simple prasad. So when we used to go there, Maharaj, all the devotees, like Gurudev used to instruct the devotees that they have come from Delhi and you should take care of them properly. So when the prasadam used to get served, there was one halwai near the mat, and Gurudev used to ask the temple devotees to bring curd for us because the prasad used to be very simple. So a curd, rasgulla, and they used to make something different on that day when we used to go there. And when we were having prasad, Gurudev used to come and see if everything is served properly. So we used to feel so happy that Gurudev is coming specially, and that showed his caring nature. So in first few meetings, I was very excited to see like how are the houses of Mathura Vasis, Braj Vasis, because we used to stay in Delhi and our houses used to be different. So there were 2-3 girls who were regularly coming to hear Gurudev Katha. So after the end of Katha, I was talking to them and they invited me to to their house. So I was very excited that I should go and see how the Mathura Vasis stay and they do bhakti. So after asking Gurudev, I went with them. And since at that time there were no mobiles and I could not, uh, communicate with my parents who were staying in the mat. So when I went to their house, I was so, busy talking to them, attending Arati with them, and, having some prasad that it got so late. So when I came back, it was around 8:30, and Gurudev was, walking in his room. And as soon as he saw us, he scolded us like anything. What do you think you are? He scolded those girls. You even don't have this much, responsibility that you should come on time. I was so worried. And, his scolding was just like he showed his caring attitude like a father who is so worried about where his daughters are gone. So it was just like a fragrance coming to me. I felt so transcendental bliss. So, and at that time, I knew that I'm in a care of my dear Gurudev, and he will always be taking care of me. And so he used to come regularly to our house and give Hari Katha. So I got very close to him, and this was, I think, the immense mercy what Lord Krishna showed us, that first we were the first family in Delhi, because before that he never used to go to any Gresta's house. So we were the first family in Delhi where he used to go, and he personally taught us how to do arati, how to put bhog, and those were so transcendental days that I can never forget. They will ever be embedded in my heart. So what I'm trying to tell was his caring nature. Even though he was such an exalted Vaishnav, but he was so much, Lokik Bandhuvat. He used to take care of our material needs also. So when I got of marriageable age, and my mother was quite worried, and they wanted me to get married to in a family where my devotion doesn't go down. So we were searching for a suitable boy, but we could not find one. So when just out of the way, my mother asked Gurudev, and somehow he arranged, and my marriage was fixed with a devotee boy, Kamal Prabhu, who is also very active in this field. So, so when ring ceremony was there in a banquet hall, so I am so surprised that Gurudev came personally to the banquet hall, and he blessed us with his two hands. And he was not at all attracted with the material arrangements going there. He just came to bless us, and it was so tearful that when such an exalted sannyasi coming to the banquet hall to the blessers, is not that just like Shukdev Goswami. It hardly mattered whether he was seeing any male or female. So it was not mattering to Gurudev that he was in a banquet hall or he was in a temple. He just came to bless us so that we can progress in devotional life. So still till today, I find myself so fortunate to have such close blessings with my dear Gurudev, and so many memories are still embedded in my heart. I will just try to say more. So, so like the whole life, when he was there, he was guiding me. So he told me to translate some books of his from Hindi to English, and also, So when he gave me the first book, and I was doing it, and just because I was quite neophyte, I was doing it on a register and doing some cutting and all that. So when he came, I showed him that register in which I had done the translations. He took the register from me, and he saw the first page and said, "This is what you have done the translation. So many cuttings, so many this thing. You don't know how to do it. You are such a fool. You are engrossed in your material life with your family, with your kids." And this is how he scolded me. I was just, I remained quiet, and I thought that I have done a very, bad thing, how foolish I am. So I ran down quickly to the market, bought a new register, and started doing the translation again. So just after 15 to 20 minutes, Madha Maharaj came and told me, Gurudev is calling you. So again, I got very scared that maybe Gurudev want to scold me again. So I went, and Gurudev said, "Oh, have I scolded you too much? Have I scolded you too much? Are you okay?" Tears started flowing from my eyes. He was so, he scolded me. And then after 10 minutes, he called me and he was so worried if I had scolded me so much. So he was so compassionate, so caring. Even his scolding was just was betterment, because he wanted me to do everything in a right way. But from his heart, he was always so soft, so compassionate, and always, giving his blessings to us. And then even in my other material life things, when we were, he was even if he used to meet us after a long time, he was worried if everything was going nice. So when after 4 years of my life, we were not thinking of, having a child.
Sorry, Didi, Didi, your yeah, thank you.
My in-laws told my Gurudev that they don't want to go for a child. Then Gurudev called me personally and said, my husband, and he said that if you don't bear a child, then everybody will call her Panch, will call her Panch, childless lady, and then maybe she won't be able to do bhajan so nicely, because from inside he knew that we are not such strong devotees that we can go on in this material life. So, like this way, he was guiding us according to our adhikar. Then, also, like I got an opportunity. So after marriage, we were going to him every Sunday to hear his Hari Katha in Mathura, and he used to know that okay, we are coming. So at 6:20 or 7 o'clock, he used to finish his lecture, because Taj used to start by 8. So from Mathura temple, we used to go to Taj railway stations to catch Taj. So it used to take us 30-35 minutes. So whenever we used to be there, so without asking, without saying anything, he used to finish his lecture by 6:45 so that we could go and reach station on time. So many incident of his caring attitude and every time guiding us touched my heart. But even then, I feel sometimes so miserable that maybe I'm not able to live up to his expectations, the immense mercy he showed it to me. But maybe the only thing I can do is his seva. So by his, by his dealings with us, he told us that how can a sweet relationship, is can be built with our dear Gurudev. With his dealings, he showed us. And he used to tell me, see, uh, I am, a small dasi of Radharani, and you feel so attracted towards me. So just imagine if you see Radharani and Lord Krishna, how will you be able to love anything material in this world? So by his example, he showed us. And again, the two, three, many good incident, because I was on a fatter side always. So he used to, whenever he used to meet me, he used to tell me, okay, devotees should be, slim and thin, and they should be very active. So whenever, so after some time I get slim. So when I met him next time, he told me, "Are you doing something? You have got thin." So such sweet, sweet incidents he used to share. And the last incident which I remember, when he was in Janakpuri and he was doing a Leela, that he was not unwell. So I went to meet him. So in the morning also, when he was giving lecture, so I tried to sit in front of him. And at that time he said in a very angry mode, "Oh, you need lot of space to sit also." So he was in an angry mood. So that was the last dialogue he shared with me. So I thought that maybe he is giving me some instruction that I should always remain slim, and maybe it is good for my health so that I can do more seva. So Gurudev, on this senatorial, I think I will always vote to remain slim. And the only we are also insignificant. His glories are, you know, really unlimited. I still remember how I went with to Govardhan Prikrama with him. I was sitting in the car just beside him, and he personally took us to Govardhan Prikrama and then to the Govardhan Panda. We went to his house. So his such sweet pastimes remain embedded in my heart. So on this day, I just, maybe we are not so capable to do so much of sadhan, bhajan. But the only thing I want to tell my Gurudev and this year is please engage me in your service. Whatever I can do for your devotees, for your this Sampradaya Gaudiya Much, I'm ready to do. I cannot do anything more. I don't have the capability to remove these materialistic weeds from my heart. The only thing is, please, please, please engage me in your service, in your the service of your devotees. That's what I can say. I don't have much words to say. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Ridhiti. It's so beautiful how like Srila Gurudev is just like he just took that role of a father completely. Because with a father, he tell like with my dad personally, like he tells me when I'm like gained weight, lost weight, I'm talking too much, not talking too much, and it seems like Gurudev done is just did that. He took you and said, no, you are my child and I'm going to treat you like my own. So it's so beautiful to see these memories that you have with Srila Gurudev. These are not just mundane things that we have with our material father and mother, but these are things that are just so much more better than that. And I can just only imagine what it was like for you and Vishnu Prabhu and the family to have Srila Gurudev there from such an early on stage where accessibility was so easy. And like you said, like how Srila Gurudev just took you around Govardhan, that is like, for me, is like a concept that was, I came in 2010. So it's like Gurudev was guarded. So it's just so beautiful, and I'm so grateful that we're hearing so many different aspects of Srila Gurudev and his mamta, like like you were expressing, is just so uh it's like a flow of nectar and honey, and you can't just stop it. It will always flow like that. And that's his person. That was Srila Gurudev. That is Srila Gurudev. He's like this with us. So thank you so much for coming and spending time with us and remembering Srila Gurudev with us, because I most certainly feel so much more closer to Srila Gurudev. So thank you so much, Vrinda Didi, for your time.